Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Nothing Like a Good Book. Nothing like a good book on a rainy day in bed. Something it's pouring here at the moment. I don't know. Finally getting some. We needed it badly. But welcome to the show where we promote authors. That's what we're all about, discovering a book and helping you to promote it. And hopefully it'll help you sell your book as well, which would be a nice thing to do. My site is nothinglikeagoodbook.com. If you go to the site, you'll see a growth wheel where we can help you with all different sorts of things if you need that. And also, at the same time, there is a promotion on there that you might like to enter as well. We have all sorts of authors, fiction, nonfiction, ebooks, doesn't matter what you've got. Children's books, we've had some terrific authors on with that. So by all means, just drop us an email to mark@nlgb.info. I must put that on there for you as well. All right, let's talk about today's author. Very unique, very different. I got a lot of respect for this guy. He's been through an awful lot. He's a veteran track and field coach, a certified personal trainer, and a mental health professional and author with more than 33 years of experience mentoring children, adolescents, young adults, and families. And his nonfiction book titles are the High School Journal Book, the Young Man's Diary Book, the Young Girl's Diary, and the two on the way, Therapeutics Mentor Supporting Children and Family, Parts 1 and Parts 2 are coming soon. We'll talk about them later. But through mentorship, coaching, youth development programs, and family support services, David Thompson, he helps young people build confidence, emotional awareness, resilience, and purpose. Very important in our lifetime. He was diagnosed with dyslexia later in life, so he draws on his own journey with learning differences and mental health. So he is my very, very special guest author today, and I'm going to bring him up right now. Welcome, David, to Nothing Like a Good Book.
Mark, thank you for having me. It's truly an honor to be here. I have worked with children who were struggling emotionally. I have worked with parents who felt overwhelmed. I have worked with teenagers who felt invisible. I have worked with family trying to reconnect after years of conflict and misunderstanding. And through all those experiences, one lesson continued to stand out. Every child wants to be seen. Every child wants to be heard. Every child wants to know they matter. Many behavior problems are not simply behavior problems. They are communication problems. Sometimes they are pain problems. Sometimes they are identity problems. Sometimes they are children trying to tell us something they do not yet have the words to express. That is why mentorship became my mission. That is why writing became my mission. And that is why I am excited about this conversation today.
Good. And thank you for sharing all of that. Appreciate it. I want us to look at this particular book now. The High School Journal. It's for a young man and a woman, and the journey to the path to success, to a quality of life. All right, what's the main message of that one?
Encouraging self-reflection and future planning for high school age readers.
And the second book is The Young Man's Diary. What's its message?
It helped young men build accountability, confidence, emotional awareness.
And of course, we can't leave the girls out, can we? The Young Girl's Diary.
Young Girl's Diary focus on self-worth, emotional growth, resilience, and discovering personal strength.
Very good. Now, these two, parts 1 and 2, Therapeutics Mentor It's just about ready to be released soon. And this is part one, and this is part two. So with these two, when they come out to join the others, what are you hoping there the message will be?
It offers practical tools for children, family, mentor, and caregiver for caregivers.
Okay. Now, you've spent more than 33 years mentoring youth and families. What originally inspired you to dedicate your whole life to helping young people?
That is a great question, Mark. The truth is, my inspiration came from my own experience growing up. I grew up in a large family with 2 parents, 6 brothers, and 5 sisters. There was always activity around us. There was always something happening. But like many children, I often felt like my voice was not being heard. Not because my parents did not care. They cared deeply, but during that generation, children were expected to listen more than they spoke. As a child, I learned how to remain quiet emotionally. And when children do not learn how to express emotions, those emotions do not disappear. They simply stay inside. What I did not realize at the time was that there were many other children experiencing the exact same thing. As I got older and began working with young people, I started seeing myself in them. I saw children struggling with confidence. I saw children questioning their value. I saw children carrying emotional burden they did not know how to explain. And I understood them because I had been there. That realization changed my life. I recognize that mentorship is not about telling young people what to do. It is about helping them discovering who they are. It is about helping them recognize strength they may not see in themselves. It is about helping them understand that their current circumstances do not determine their future. Over the last 33 years, I have seen firsthand how one encouraging conversation can change a life. One mentor can change a life. One teacher can change a life. One coach can change a life. One caring adult can completely alter the direction of a young person's future. That is what inspired me. And that is what continued to inspire me today.
Very good, very heartfelt. Well, in your own personal story, you've shared that you often felt, unheard as a child. I grew up with the old expression, children should be seen and not heard. How did those early experiences shape the mentor and leader, do you think, that you are today?
Mark, I believe some of our greatest strengths come from the challenge we experience, because I often felt unheard growing up. I became extremely aware of the importance of listening. When I sit down with a young person today, my goal is not to immediately fix them. My goal is first to understand them. Many children are carrying emotions that they do not fully understand themselves. They are dealing with peer pressure, social anxiety, family struggle, academic stress, questioning about identity, fear of failure, And sometimes they simply need someone willing to listen without judgment. One of the most powerful lessons I learned is that listening create trust, trust create connection, and connection create growth. When young people trust you, they become open to guidance. When they feel respected, they are more willing to learn. When they feel value, they are more willing to grow. Those childhood experience taught me something that influenced every mentoring relationship I have. People do not care how much you know until they know how much you care. As mentor, educator, parent, and leaders, we have to remember that the relationship come before the lesson. The connection come before the correction. When children feel safe emotionally, growth become possible. That is something I have carried with me throughout my entire career.
Yeah, must have been very hard sometimes. But you're right about the children. I mean, you discovered later in life that you had dyslexia. I mean, how did that revelation change, your perspective on confidence and learning and personal growth? How did you address all of that?
That discovery was life-changing, Mark. Imagine spending years believing you are not as intelligent as everyone else. Imagine struggling in school and not understanding why. Imagine working twice as hard just to keep up. That is what any children experience every day. When I evidently learned I had dyslexia, something incredible happened. The story I had been telling myself changed. I stopped seeing myself as incapable. I started seeing myself as someone who simply learned differently. That is an important distinction. Many children are not failing because they lack intelligence. They are struggling because their learning style has not yet been understood. The danger is that children respectively struggle without explanation. They often attach their struggle to their identity. They begin saying, I am not smart. I am not good enough. I will never succeed. Those beliefs can follow people for years.
Yeah, my word. Stuck in their head.
Discovering my dyslexia helped me recognize that growth starts with understanding. Once we understand ourselves, we begin developing strength that work for us. That experience also taught me the importance of resilience. Success is not always about being the fastest learner. Sometimes success comes from refusing to quit. Sometimes success comes from continue to move forward despite obstacles. Today, when I mentor young people who are struggling academically or emotionally, I remind them of something I wish someone had told me years ago. Your challenge is not your identity. Your obstacle is not your identity. Your struggle is simply one chapter in your story, not the entire story. And that is a message I believe every young person needs today.
I totally agree. You keep telling somebody something and they're going to believe it sooner or later, particularly if it's negative, very hard to get out of. You openly discussed, David, that your experiences, along with therapy and depression. Why do you believe it's important for leaders and mentors to be transparent about their own mental health journeys?
Mark, I think one of the greatest gifts we can give people is honesty. For many years, mental health was something people avoid discussing. People suffer in silence because they fear judgment. They fear being viewed as weak. But here is what I have learned. Transparency creates connection. When people see someone willing to be honest about their struggle, it gives them permission to be honest about theirs. When I share my experience with therapy, depression, and personal challenge, I am not looking for sympathy. I am trying to show people that growth is possible. I want people to understand that healing is not weakness. Seeking help is not weakness. Therapy is not weakness. In fact, it takes courage to face yourself honestly. When I was in college and experiencing depression, there were moments when I felt isolated emotionally. There was moments when I questioned myself, but therapy helped me understand that emotional health is just as important as physical health. If you break your leg, you seek medical treatment. If you are struggling emotionally, there is no shame in seeking support. As leaders and mentor, we often tell others to ask for help, but we must also model that behavior ourselves. Young people need to see adults who are real, not perfect, real, because perfection is impossible, but growth is available to everyone. The more we normalize healthy conversation about mental health, the more life we can help save and strengthen.
Isn't that true? Well, you're right, David. Today's youth, they face challenges, such as anxiety and depression, social media pressure. God, I hate that thing. If I ever meet Zuckerberg in an airport, probably won't. He's got private jets, but what's it done to society, in my opinion, and identity struggles? What concerns you most about them? If I was to ask you, all right, what is it that concerns you most about the emotional well-being of young people today?
The thing that concerns me most is that many young people are trying to discover their identity through comparison. Social media has created a world where children and teenagers are constantly measuring themselves against what they see online. They are comparing their appearance, their popularity, their success, their relationship, their lifestyle. And many times they are comparing themselves to unrealistic image.
Yeah.
The result is that many young people begin believing they are not enough, not attractive enough, not successful enough, not talented enough, not important enough. That concerned me because confidence cannot be built on comparison. confidence must be built on self-awareness, self-worth. Another concern is emotional isolation. Many young people are connected digitally, but disconnected emotionally. They have hundreds of online connection, but few meaningful conversation.
Right.
As human beings,
Yeah.
we need relationship. We need encouragement. We need belonging. We need purpose. That is why mentorship is so important today. Children need trusted adults who help them, will help them understand their value before the world tells them their value depend on likes and follow, appearance and popularity.
Yeah.
Every young person needs to know that their worth was never determined by social media. Their worth exists before social media and will continue long after it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you often say that mentorship can change lives. How about share a mentoring experience that has had a profound impact on either you or a young person that you've worked with? Can you do that for us?
Absolutely. Without sharing personal detail, I can tell you that over the years, I have worked with many young people who were struggling emotionally and behaviorally. One young man stand out in particular. When I first met him, he was angry, defensive, disconnect. Many people had already labeled him as a problem, but I learned something years ago. Behavior is often communication. The question is not always what is wrong with this child. Sometimes the question is what happened to this child.
What happened? Yes.
As we spent time together, I discovered he was not angry because he wanted to be difficult. He was angry because he felt unheard. Excuse me. He felt invisible. He felt like nobody believed in him. So instead of focusing only on correcting the behavior, I focus on building a relationship. I listen, I encourage, I challenge him, I held him accountable. Over time, his confidence begin to grow, his behavior improve, his relationship improve, his outlook improve. That experience reinforced something I have believed for years. People grow best in environment where they feel value. Sometimes one person believing in a child can completely change the direction of that child's life. That is the power of mentorship.
Is it ever? My word. Well, look, as a veteran track and field coach that you were, and a mentor, what life lessons from athletics do you believe are the most valuable for young people facing adversity today?
Athletics teachers lessons that extend far beyond sports. One of the biggest lessons is perseverance. Every athlete face setback. loss, failure, injury, disappointment.
Yeah. Right.
The athletes who succeed are not necessarily the most talented. They are often the most consistent. The same principle apply in life. Success is not about never falling. It's about getting back up. Athletics also teach discipline. You do not become successful by accident. Success requires preparation, consistency,
Right.
commitment, personal responsibility. Another lesson is resilience. There are days when athletes do not feel motivated, but they learn to move forward anyway. Young people need that lesson today because life will not always be easy. Challenges are unavoidable, but resilience always. Resilient allow us to keep moving forward despite difficulty.
Right.
The final lesson is confident truth. True confidence is not arrogant. Confidence comes from preparation. It comes from doing the work. It comes from overcoming challenge and realizing you are stronger than you thought. Those lessons have influenced it, both my coaching and my mentoring for more than 3 decades.
You've seen and done a lot. Your 4 books that we've gone through, they focus on youth empowerment, emotional awareness, and of course personal development. I mean, what inspired you to write all of these, and what do you hope that readers are going to gain from all of this? Who is your target? You know, and particularly when you release these 2, right? This is the 2 in the works now. These are already out. This particular one here, the High School Journal, and also the Young Man's Diary, along with the Young Girls. Okay, they're the ones that are out now. They could be got on Amazon and some other platforms you can tell me about when these 2 come out. So overall, who are you targeting? Must be the parents thereof, right?
Yeah, absolutely, yes. Parents and the young people.
All inspiration came directly from the young people and families that you have worked with over your career. What have you noticed, with many children and adults over this period of time?
The inspiration came directly from the young people and family I have worked with throughout my career. Over the years, I've noticed that many children and young adults were asking similar question: who am I? What is my purpose? How do I handle emotions? How do I build confidence? How do I make better decisions? How do I move forward after mistake? Those questions inspire me to create resource that could continue helping people long after the conversation ended. Each book was written with a purpose. The High School Journal encouraged self-reflection and future planning. The Young Man's Diary helped young men develop accountability, confidence, emotional awareness. The Young Girl's Diary focused on self-worth, emotional growth, resilience, and discover personal strength. The Therapeutic Mentor provides practical tools for children, family, emotion, children, family, and mentor and caregivers. My hope is that readers walk away with great self-awareness. I hope they recognize their value. I hope they gain confidence. And most important, I hope they realize that growth is always possible.
Well, there's no doubt about it, David. You speak passionately about the wraparound approach and supporting the whole child, but also the family. So why is family and community, involvement so critical to a young person's success?
Because children do not grow in isolation. Every child is influenced by relationship. Family matter, school matter, community matter, mentor matter, coaches matter. When we work together, children receive stronger support. Too often, society waits until a crisis occurs before providing help. But prevention is far more effective than intervention after the fact. The wraparound approach recognizes that children are part of a large system. When family receive support, children benefit. When school and family communicate effectively, children benefit. When community invests in young people, children benefit. No single person can do everything, but together we can create environments where young people have the opportunity to strive. That is what the wraparound approach is all about. Building a network of support that help children succeed emotionally, socially, academically, and personally.
Let me ask you this question, David. We're coming up to a close. If you could leave parents, educators, mentors, and young people with one powerful message from this interview with you, what would you want them to remember most out of everything else? What's the one thing?
Mark, if I could leave one message, it would be this: never underestimate the power of value. Every person wants to know they matter. Every child wants to know they matter. Every person wants to know they matter. When people understand their value, everything begins to change. Their confidence change, their decision change, their relationship change, their future change. To every young person listening, your struggle do not define you. Your mistake do not define you. Your circumstances do not define you. You have value, you have purpose, you have potential. Keep growing, keep learning, and keep believing. Thank you. And the important, and to every parent, mentor, teachers, counselors, and community leaders, never underestimate the importance of your present. Sometimes your encouragement become the reason someone refused to quit. Sometimes your belief became the reason someone started believing in themselves. Sometimes your guidance changed a life. The future of our The future of our world is hidden in classroom, home, athletic field, and community, and in community right now. The question is not whether young people have potential. The question is whether we will invest enough in them to help them discover it. And I believe that when we strengthen children, we strengthen family. When we strengthen family, we strengthen community. And when we strengthen community, we strengthen the world. This is the mission. That is the vision. And that is the work worth doing.
And you sure have, my friend. And well done. Credit to you. You're on a Twitter account. You're also on Author's Facebook page to be found. And I'm not going to put your phone number up or anything else, but this is the author's name. Write it down now. Okay. And his books can be found. Now, where else apart from Amazon? Tell me, please, David.
Yes, you can find my book on Amazon or Ingram Spark.
Okay, Ingram Spark. All righty. Well, I'm going to put all that on my site anyway. That goes up. All of this goes up. The interview on two sites. Nothing Like a Good Book is the one site, and Mark Bishop Media is the other site. Plus, then about 300 social media outlets and spots and what have you. It's got some purposes. Social media. Fascinating stuff. Your website is being built now, so the books will be on that as well to be able to buy. But for right now, it's Amazon and those others that you mentioned, Ingram Spark and so on. So it's a big journey, and it's been a big journey. Absolute credit to you. Where are you? There you are. You know, David, we've gone a little longer, but I appreciate you taking the time and the effort. You did a good job, my friend. And,
thank you.
And I wish you well with your books. I really think they can help a lot of people. Okay?
Yes.
All right. So
that's the goal.
That's the goal. That's what it's all about. Yeah. You put, 33 years into it. So there we go, folks. What a lovely fellow, man. What a lovely fellow, man. A lot of lessons in there. I tell you what, are there ever? And I hope you can get a lot out of that. Thank you for watching this episode of Nothing Like a Good Book. And if you, watch it on YouTube, please promote the thing. It helps us greatly. And just always remember to be kind to each other, won't you?